Hi, my name is Logan Burchett. I'm the co founder of Forecaster, and welcome to Financial Modeling 101. As a quick overview, the purpose of this course is to introduce the concept of financial modeling, discuss how financial models are best used, and finally, we're actually going to construct a financial model together. So, we believe that a strong financial model is one of the greatest business tools out there. And our mission is to ensure that all founders have the resources to build one on their own. And we do this course in a series of videos. And we'll include the outline with this video that we post. Before we jump in, I'll give a little bit about my background. I have a finance MBA from Xavier University, and I've been working with startups as an outsourced CFO for a number of years now. I built hundreds of financial models for multiple business types and use these models to enhance the operations of companies. Most recently, I co founded a company called Forecaster, which is an online tool used to both enhance and simplify the process of building and managing financial models. So, everything that we cover today we'll be covering in Excel, but you can also build them in Forecaster. So, feel free to check us out at www.financialmodel.io, or you can just reach out to us directly via email at info@financialmodel.io. We'll go ahead and jump right in here. So, what is a financial model? If you ask 100 different founders the same question, you'd get 100 different answers. Some people would say that a financial model is a budget. Some folks would say it's a set of revenue projections. Other people would say that it's a detailed hiring plan. And the truth is, most of these people would be right. And in reality, a financial model is a variety of things. And it has a variety of tasks and a variety of implications. So, the most holistic definition in our mind of a financial model is a simulation of your business. So, there's an analogy that's been used around the industry a bit, um, basically likening the art of financial modeling to the automobile industry in its early days. Back in the early 1900s, whenever you had a car manufacturer like Ford, and they wanted to test out a new feature, a new type of car design, they would need to construct the entire automobile soup to nuts to where it is a full functioning prototype. And then they'd have to see how that automobile would take those 90-degree turns. And sometimes the car would flip over and they'd realize, okay, well, now we have to go back to the drawing board and start from scratch. And then they'd go through another several months of redesigning and rebuilding. And nowadays, this would be absolutely ludicrous. I mean, Ford relies on computer simulations. They go in and they have these algorithms that run these tests for them real time on a computer, so that they don't need to spend months of time and a lot of valuable resources going out and building these cars to see how they would react in these situations. And this is exactly what we're doing with financial modeling. It's the same thing. Essentially, we're simulating your business. We are trying to create a structure in which we can test to see how your business takes those 90-degree turns, see what's going to cause your business to fail and what levers we can pull to make your business as likely to succeed as possible. So, with a financial model, we can answer such questions like, is your business viable? Like, is your target market large enough and your unit economics to a point where your business is sustainable? Um, you know, Given a set of assumptions, what is a realistic revenue target for you over the next several months, and what metrics do you need to focus on to hit those revenue targets? You can take a look at all of your individual growth channels and analyze which ones are most effective and which ones you should really focus on in the short and medium and long term. And how much money can you afford to spend? Can you afford to hire that additional employee? Can you afford to take on a new accountant? Can you afford to upgrade your rent? These are all questions that could be answered in the context of a financial model. And of course, the last one is cash. I mean, cash is king in a business, and cash is like air to a company. How much money do you need? I mean, if you're going out for a raise, you need to understand how much money that you need to raise and when you're going to run out of money. So there are a lot of use cases to a financial model, but they really boil down into two main business functions. So the first one, and the one that I think unfortunately is most associated with financial modeling, is fundraising. Whenever companies go out and they hit the funding trail, they enter into due diligence, and investors want to see their financial model and their set of revenue projections. This is really great for communicating strategy and showcasing the potential of the business, and it's also really interesting for identifying cash needs and running scenarios to see how much money you actually need to raise. So it's absolutely crucial whenever you're fundraising that you have a really detailed and buttoned up financial model. But more importantly, it's incredibly important for business operations. So this is maintaining your operating budget. Some companies have budgets that need to be approved by their board on a quarterly basis, but regardless, it's important to budget to make sure that you have a good handle on your expenses. It's important to set and track revenue goals and create KPIs that really back up those revenue goals, and to create a cadence of reviewing those on a monthly basis, or sometimes even more frequently than that. And it's incredibly important to always have a good handle on your runway. When are you going to run out of cash? You should always have a good beat on how much cash you have as a business. So there's a difference between a financial model and a forecast. A financial model is really the vehicle that creates forecasts, and a financial model can create a set of forecasts, and it should create a set of forecasts. So the idea of a financial model is that you can run a variety of scenarios with the model. So we have some examples here on this slide of a forecast with new debt. So perhaps you're reaching a cash crunch and you're contemplating taking on a new note, and you want to see how that's going to affect the cash flow of your company. You would likely run that scenario in a financial model and just see how much does that increase your runway, and what does that do from an expense perspective. For investors, you may want to put together a high growth forecast to really showcase the potential of your business. But for internal cash planning, you might want to do a low growth forecast just to make sure that, even in the worst climates, you're still going to be okay from a cash perspective. So a financial model is really important. A financial model can be used to run a variety of scenarios, and that's really the power of a financial model is running these scenarios and being able to look at your business in a whole lot of different lights. And this is typically done in either Excel or Google Sheets. I mean, this is how it's been done in the past, and we have some recommendations on how best to build these forecasts. So one is you can just build it on your own. You can do the research. You can watch this course. You can download some templates. And we have templates available in this course as well, and try to learn the Excel formulas and build it on your own. There's a time commitment there, but we think that it always pays off to really invest in it and understand and really own your forecast. Another great option is just to get a friend, or perhaps a student or an MBA student who's really good at Excel to just help you out. Sometimes you can just pay these people a little bit of money, and they'll gladly help you. And sometimes they'll just do it for free out of the goodness of their hearts, which is great. And you can also find a local mentor, advisor. Usually there's people that are out there that are willing to help. One thing that we don't recommend, though, is outsourcing 100% of the work, just because it'll really make it easier in the short run, because the model will basically be built for you. But most of the time when we see this happen, founders don't understand the model, and they waste a whole lot of money getting a really nice model built that's really not very useful or interesting to them because they don't understand it, and it just ends up kind of falling by the wayside. And it's really unfortunate. And then, of course, we'll do a shameless plug here. Forecaster is a great option whenever you're building out forecasts. It really simplifies the entire process, and we automate some stuff for integrations. So again, feel free to check us out at www.financialmodel.io or hit us up and learn more. So without further ado, we're going to get into kind of the meat of the course, and we're going to take some time, go through each of the financial statements, and build out a financial model together. So just click on the next video, and we'll get into it, and we'll see you over there.